We're live. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Our Progress, where we infuse purpose, invigorate minds, and ignite change. All right, I'm Kendrick Baylor, the Life Doctor.
I'm Terrence Johnson, the Life Excavator.
I'm Jeffrey Hart, the Life Champion.
And I'm Mel Pittman, the Life Encourager.
All right, today we have a great topic today, birthing your vision. I say again, we have another great topic for today, birthing your vision.
All right. Yeah, you ready? All right. I think everybody ready. So to start off, when you think about birthing, you think about a process. So a lot of times you think about birthing in context of a pregnancy. And you have a certain term that you have to kind of not necessarily just hold the baby, but kind of incubate the baby into something that will help it grow. And so when you're thinking about your vision has to have some kind of birthing process as well, something that can kind of insulate it from outside forces, but also it can give nourishment to it before it can stand on its own. And so I think to start off, it's good to start to highlight, well, if you're trying to birth something, then what are you doing? What are you ingesting that is feeding the vision that you have?
Say it again.
Okay. So if you have a vision for something, what are you ingesting that is feeding the vision that's within you?
All right. So what are you ingesting to feed your vision? So ingest, we look at that as intaking something. So putting something within your body or putting something within your mind. And so a big part of it is who you surround yourself with. So your audience, but also do you know what nutrients you need in order to, birth the vision that you have?
Mm-hmm.
How do I know what those nutrients should be?
Okay, so what's a vision that you have? Like, it doesn't have necessarily be for a purpose thing or a real heavy thing, but like it could be a vision for your kids or a vision for yourself. Like, what's a vision that you have right now?
I want my children to be grow up to be kind and productive citizens. That's my vision for them.
Okay, so if that's the vision you have, so with you being in the role of mother, what you ingest, then that's what your children get fed. So if you want that vision to manifest for them, you have to ingest things that you can impart to them that then puts them on the path to that vision.
Okay.
So if you're not ingesting the right information, then how do they get the right information to help them make those decisions that'll get them to the vision that you have for them? That make sense?
It does. But I think it's easier if I'm looking at a vision because it's a vision for them as opposed to a vision for me. So I guess
Okay.
But I don't know what vision I would use to say, okay, what nutrients do I use for my vision? Because I don't know. What my vision kind of work right now.
Let me stop and define what ingest is for the definition.
Okay.
So it means to take food, drink, or any substance into the body by swallowing or absorbing it. Or it means to absorb. So to absorb, to take food, drink, or another substance into the body by swallowing or absorbing. And so, in the context of this conversation, when we're talking about ingest, we're talking about absorbing and putting into the body or putting into your mind. And so, it kind of goes back into planting seeds. It also goes into, modeling. So the things that you model, kids mimic or kids imitate. And so it goes into your practices too. So if what you practice, you become, good at. So the things that we want to ingest, we got to practice putting ourselves in the right environments so we can take in the nutrients we need.
But what if I'm early into my vision? Like if I'm early into realizing what my vision is, I might not necessarily know what right looks like, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So I think in that aspect, what you absorb is the information that then leads you to make a further decision about if that's for you or not. So whether that's reading a book, whether it's watching something, whether it's having a conversation with somebody to help inform you or shape what you think about that particular area. So like business wise, early on, and we really been working on this for a long time. Like we had business plan like 2010, but we didn't have the money to do it. We didn't even really have the credentials to do it at that time. But we kind of had a vision for it and we worked on it piece by piece. So as we kind of moved from job to job, we started to inform ourselves or absorb pieces of what we would need. Because really what we're doing here is kind of like recreations of or taking bits and pieces from what we learned from different experiences. But if we wouldn't have went through all that, we wouldn't know exactly what to do because we wouldn't have absorbed the right information. And some stuff we absorb was the bad information, so we know that's not what we want to do when we do it. And so I think everything informs you, but to go toward what Kendi was saying, you also need to have a filtration system too, because everything you absorb, you don't necessarily need.
That's what I wanted y'all to say. Cause like, what if I'm taking in bad information? You know what I'm saying? How do I discern?
Yeah. So then it takes me to the point that I was writing down. What it sounds like to me is the uneasiness. So we have to know when we're ingesting, bad things or things that are harmful, but we have to pay attention, to our body. So just like if you ingest bad physical food, it's gonna have, some side effects to your system. So just like when you ingest bad information or you're around the wrong audience, you got to pay attention to your body because it's going to produce some uneasiness. It's going to produce some anxiety. It's going to produce, some effects in your stomach that you may not enjoy. It may, contribute to you, having a lack of sleep. It may contribute to you feeling just unsettled in certain environments. And so paying attention to those things are signs that maybe, you need to move from that particular circle in order to give birth to the things that you want to give birth to.
And
So
just
yeah,
related to birthing, like a woman carrying, y'all don't know this part, but a woman carrying a baby, you can correlate that to if you don't feel the baby kicking, maybe you ain't putting the right nutrients in your body. So you might need to put some nutrients because the baby stop moving.
Yeah, to be aware. So what Kendi was saying was the awareness piece. Like be aware of what you ingest and what you're absorbing, and then what purpose is it? Because just like for a woman that's pregnant, it's certain things that she can't ingest, or it can be harmful. for the baby. So if you're
Her
drinking
body is
alcohol, you're doing a lot of stuff, then you're now hurting what you're birthing.
Mm.
And so when it gets to the end of the term and it's time to give birth, then you might have a defective blessing of birthing
Ooh,
because you ingested the wrong things at the beginning.
Mhm.
I like
So,
that.
so what Terrence was saying is it steps along the way or positive signs that you're carrying or nurturing your vision or you're safeguarding. So just like
Mhm.
maybe we're talking about these things that you can see from the physical side of birthing, it's things that you can see on the physical side of carrying your vision. Because if you're carrying it the right way, it's going to be signs that let you know, all right, you're tracking, you're headed on the right path, you're knocking on my door, you're continuing the right journey.
Mhm. Yeah, and then we think about it too. Pregnancy has, different trimesters. So you that first trimester, the person not showing what's inside. So as the person, if I'm carrying the vision, I know the vision that I have, and I'm telling people about it, but they're like, I don't see it yet. You're not showing. So I don't, you might not even be pregnant. You don't even know you pregnant now, whatever. Like they're like, no, I'm for real. Like I'm like you can't tell. Like, but I feel it inside, and that's what. So that can get a lot of people discouraged when they're trying to birth a vision because the people can't see it yet, and you feel it, and it's real to you, but it's not real to anybody else because they don't have any evidence on the outside to match what you feel on the inside.
All right, so now you make me throw this point out and I'm gonna shut up. Seeing is not always believing. Now,
Right.
seeing is not always believing.
Yeah. And sometimes that's why we would discount our own vision because other people can't see it yet, and we feel like it's not real either. So then we start to then discount the thing that's growing within us to say like, oh well, it's not as big as this person or this person. They were showing, in a month or something. I already can tell they. So why I can't see that right now? And then you go and your vision or what you birth into somebody else's.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Sure is.
So I will
This
Look,
gonna be a good
Jeffrey,
one today.
he want to say something. Come on, jump in here, champion. Go on.
Now, when you talk about vision, I first thing I thought about was Habakkuk 2:2. That's a fairly common, scripture when you talk about vision. And I'm gonna read it out of the Good News translation. And it said, "The Lord
Okay,
gave me
come on.
this answer: write down clearly on tablets what I reveal to you, so that it can be read at a glance. Put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true, but the time is quickly coming, and what I show you will come true. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place, and it will not be delayed." And so I think that's something that we all, that we all struggle with that. But going back to the ingesting piece we talked about earlier, based on what that's saying is you have to ingest your vision every day, all the time. You have to constantly see it. You have to constantly see it every day, and it made me think about like when a woman is pregnant. I mean, I'm sure every day, and Mel, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Every day you're thinking about that baby that you're carrying. Every single day. So even though it may take 9 months or between 36 and 40 weeks in order for that vision to come, but because you have it in you, at the right time it's going to come out.
Yeah.
And also another thing, depending on the size of your vision would determine how long you carry it.
You better come on with this one, man.
Think about it.
Come on,
A woman carries a baby for 9 months. How long does an
Mhm.
elephant? How long does an elephant carry that baby?
Was what, like
It's longer
18,
than
Like
that.
a year, ain't it? Like a
18
year?
months, ain't it?
Like almost 2 years or so, I think.
Yeah,
I know
it's
it's
a long
long.
time. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
while you waiting on your vision to come, depending on how big it is, will determine
Mhm.
how long it
Mhm.
takes for it to be birthed.
Mhm.
So that's my piece right there.
So,
I go,
segue to that. What if I birth my vision early? What if my vision is birthed prematurely?
Come on. Okay, I got you. Okay. So what if, like we were talking about before, I'm in a rush, I see everybody else bursting their vision, and I try and make mine happen too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Then the vision that was supposed to go for a term, the whole duration, I then cut the development of it, trying to push it out too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So now if I do that, then the vision that was supposed to be fully fledged and then be able to develop on its own now has to be incubated in an ICU because I prematurely try to push my vision out. So
Yeah.
now the nutrients, everything else it was supposed to get from me, now I got to find other ways to feed it because now it's not connected to me now. It's already out there. So now I got to find other ways to support it because I jumped the gun because
Yeah.
I wanted it out there. I wanted it out there.
Yeah. So now is a good point in time, since we're talking about birthing your vision, is to share a little piece of our vision with people so they can understand what we're talking about, how long it takes sometimes to get to where you're going. And so when we look at a vision, when we talk about our progress vision, it has multi layers to it. It has mentoring, it has live discussions, it has podcasts attached to it, it has therapy, workshops, community development, internship programs, affordable access to care. And so when we talk about a vision, that's not a small vision. And so it takes being connected to the right, group of individuals, but it means nurturing something and taking your time and not being discouraged with the process it takes for it to come to full fruition. And so birthing your vision is essential for you to see it, and being entrusting it with the right group of people is a big component of it. But being unwavering in your pursuit to get there, knowing that the struggles and the wilderness and obstacles will come, but that fuels your, initiative to keep going instead of discouraging your progress.
Yeah. So I wanted to go back. I'm gonna have to come back to what Jeffrey said. You made a point. I'm gonna make that a little later because you said something good. But what Mel was saying about the birth. So what if it's not even premature? Maybe I'm not trying to birth it too fast. Maybe I give up on the pregnancy too early. So what if I'm influenced by what other people say, and then other people tell me I can't take on the responsibility of birthing what I have inside of me.
Yeah.
You
So
talking
if
about
I I ain't talking to you, man.
Yeah, he's talking to you every week.
But if you think about it, that's how people get so disconnected from they vision because they have people to speak into their life that then have them distort what's a blessing and make it into a burden. And so people like, I don't want to have that burden of responsibility, so I want to give it away because I don't have time to do all that. I can't do all that. Go ahead, Jeff. Go.
no, but what if it's not somebody else? What if it's yourself that's telling you that, maybe this vision, is not for you?
Yeah.
you talking to me, Jeff?
No, I'm talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm talking to me.
It goes back to something we talked about a long time ago. When we talk about your knowing which voice you're listening to. So, you know, the Lord's voice will never tell you to do something that's going to work against you. You may not understand the purpose of it at that time, but if he give it to you, it's going to be for your good and your betterment instead of for your demise. And so we just got to understand that. It go back to our famous saying with Dr. Bruce, you know, we can't get to it shall be if we're distracted by the wrong voice or if we don't accept the voice. Because that's the first step really of change. We have to accept the vision that was bestowed upon us. Because if we never accept it, we can't go any further. We're gonna keep spiraling backwards instead of forward.
Okay, I got something to add. When Jeff was saying that, it just came to me. So the reason why we shouldn't feel that we can't take on the responsibility is because just like in the Bible, what the Lord said, you know, that He knew us when we were in the womb. So He already put things within us before we was even born. So the thing that we are trying to birth, God already put it there. So when we had that feeling that it's something that God really wants us to do, it's because He placed it there before we was even born.
All right. Good night.
He chose us before we even knew the choice.
Woo, child.
So it ain't that we can't do it. We just forgetting that He gave it to us at the beginning.
Yeah. And then it ain't that we can't do it, is that we don't see ourselves doing it and we can't visualize the vision, and that stops us.
Well, not only that, we had a vision, but we don't know how we're gonna do it by ourselves. And it's not for us to do it. Yeah, we think we're gonna have to do it by ourselves, but we can't do it by ourselves. So just like I'm gonna have to go here with Jeffrey's point. So when you were talking about sometimes the vision can be so large that it takes longer than what we thought. So, you know, for some women, they can't physically give birth themselves. So some women had to have C-sections where they have the baby taken out by somebody else. So what if my vision is so large that at the point where it's time to birth, I had to have people to come to intercede for me that can then come in and help me birth it because I can't do it on my own. And that's how you start to connect the dots, because people, you had the vision, but you're not the one that will actually do the whole work.
Yeah.
But as people see the vision, then people come in to be the assistants of that. Just like, or you know, some women have midwives. Midwives kind of help the women give birth. So sometimes it's gonna have to be you partnering with somebody else that can help you help coach you through the birthing process. Because I can carry the vision for as long as I can, but I'm gonna need somebody to help me birth it. That can manifest it out there and get it to people. And it's gonna take other people that are connected to that vision, that see it, that want to see it manifest. So they're gonna help you birth it.
Yeah. But now I gotta add another layer to it. Then you got the surrogates as well, where some people.
You said surrogates?
Yeah. So you gotta add that piece to it, T. No, what's the purpose of
that? You got that angle. I ain't had it in my note. Go ahead. Go ahead. I ain't had it in my note.
You know, and Mel, you may be able to speak to this more because it's coming from that standpoint. But some people, you know, bodies were never meant to go that whole route like Terrence was talking about, and sometimes they got to have a surrogate. It's still 100% them, but it had to be placed somewhere else for it to be nurtured and fully developed. And so that's when we always talk about what we have may not be for us, but it's for someone else. Like when you feel compelled to do something, it's probably for somebody else and not you. It's just you tapping into parts of the vision of your life. And so don't be afraid to give somebody something that they need because you are unsure if it was meant for you to deliver it.
My
Yeah, that's
God.
good there.
Mm.
That's good. See, I didn't even think about the circuit because then some so then it's really like it give context to why am I birthing something? So what you just said, the angle that you took is the thing that I might be birthing might not even be for me. It might be somebody else's blessing that I'm birthing. And because they can't hold it and they can't give it the nourishment that it needs, I'm standing in the gap for somebody else to birth their vision. So that's good. That's good.
Hey,
That's
like I
good.
said, you added the first two dimensions. I was like, okay, well, see, T painting this picture for me. We got to take it to the whole next level because, one of the things I've been trying to do lately is when something comes across my mind to tell people, and I tell them, and if it's something we need to talk about, we talk and we do it. So it's just like I told people, I've always known since I was in like sixth or seventh grade that I was going to do this type of work. I just didn't know the magnitude of the type of work.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it again. I always knew that I was meant to do this type of work. I just didn't know the magnitude. I put myself in a box to do it at a smaller scale when it was meant to erupt and spread or enlarge my territory and do it at a larger scale. And a lot of people are putting their vision or their gifts and talents in a box and you can't grow. So certain things, if you enclose them in small spaces, they can only grow based on the space that they're in. But if you enlarge their territory, they can grow and it's exponential. And that's how we are sometimes with our visions. We put them in small spaces, and it's only going to go as much as that space. But when we get outside of that space and move to larger territories, then it can showcase, its potential.
Okay. So I got a whole
I'm with you,
so
David. I'm trying not to shout up in here.
so, so, so look, I got another angle with it. So when a woman is pregnant, after a certain amount of time, it starts a preparation for the baby to come, right?
Yeah.
So usually what you do is prepare a room for the baby
Start nesting.
and get ready to prepare the things that the baby gonna need. So what you were saying is if it's something that I have that I know that's growing with inside of me that I'm trying to birth, I have to prepare room for it. So when it is birthed, it has a place.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes people don't have a whole place for the baby. The baby has to kind of bounce around from different place to place or whatever until it has a place of its own. So the thing that we're trying to birth has to have a place for it to manifest. And we have to prepare that place as we're carrying that vision. Because once it's ready to birth, it needs a place where it can grow and develop. And like what Kendrick said, if you have it to where it's so confined, then you're choking it out. You're choking out what could be because you want it confined, but you don't know how big the vision gonna be. Just like you don't know how big the baby's gonna be when it finally when it's birthed.
Yeah.
So it may be bigger. So you might have to raise your expectations of the thing that you're birthing and prepare the room accordingly.
No, that's good. And so what we're talking about today is something that we practically, had to experience ourselves. Because every time we're ready to move, before things are fully, developed, we have to take a step back. It's not the time yet. And at first, that time used to frustrate us last year. Now we understand the purpose of what we're doing. And so, like I always say, you got to get comfortable being in front of a smaller audience before you're propelled to be in front of a larger audience. And so when that time comes for that larger audience, or we'll be real refined and we'll understand totally what we're destined to do. And so there's a lot of folks out there right now that you were destined for greater, but you hadn't written down your vision. You hadn't planned out certain hurdles that you will come into. Because you got to plan out some of the obstacles that you encounter, because nothing that's going to be great will be easy. And so understand your vision, write the steps to get there, and don't get discouraged with the turbulence that you encounter on the way.
And then another thing you also got to think about, once the vision is birthed, that's when the real work starts. Because once
hey, that's a teacher right there.
Hey, once the baby gets here, that's when it really started to work. Because
it's gonna be loud and cool.
You ain't gonna get no sleep. You still gotta provide for it. You gotta make sure it's fed every day. You gotta make sure it's changed every day. So just because you held on to the vision for so long and it's finally out there, the work don't stop. That's when the work really begins. And then, yeah. Go ahead, T. Go ahead.
No,
okay. So look, when ever said that, so a lot of us, so when we get closer to the end of the pregnancy, what do most people usually have? They have a baby shower, right? So they want everybody to come and bring gifts and celebrate the thing that they're about to birth. But the thing you got to realize is the people that are at the baby shower are not going to be at the birth.
And they're not going to be up with you at night when that baby cries.
Let me say it again, because I don't think everybody caught it.
Say it again.
Everybody at the baby shower is not going to be at the birth. It's going to be a very limited few people at the birth. So everybody's clapping and celebrating and giving gifts and we're so excited. They're not going to be there when the real work starts. So if you get swept up in the excitement of it, you're going to expect all them people that's at the baby shower to come for the birth. They not come for the birth, and they definitely not going to be there for the responsibility of what you birthed. And that's what you got to realize. If you realize that, then you won't put so much stake into the gifts that you get for what you're carrying. You're prepared for the work and responsibility of the thing that you're about to birth.
Okay. The escalator.
But then you mentioned those now, at the baby shower, now depending on the people that you got around you, they'll give you enough. They'll shower you enough to get you through a little while.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that stuff gonna run out. And you back and then you back on your own. So it's good that you got, a whole bunch of people to, help you out.
Right.
you
Right.
know, give you enough just to get you started. But then you have to realize also that, yeah, eventually, you know, that stuff gonna run out. And so it's still, at the end of the day, it still fall back on you to take care
Right.
of your vision.
Right. Yeah.
No, so it's been pretty cool. Mel, I thought you was about to add something. No, it's been pretty good because most of the time people don't look at, you know, birthing their vision. And I'll look at things that we're starting to ingest, you know, with what we watch. You know, we've been watching a lot of Keon Henderson. You know, it's out of Texas, Houston. You know, Jeffrey showed us some of the videos where me and him been forwarding a couple of videos from Felix Anderson. Yeah, Felix Anderson about waking your successful self up. And so um, it's not by coincidence that these type of things is what we're ingesting now, because now that we fully grasp what the vision is, we got to ingest the things to finish and complete the plan. And so it's people out there that have seen a glimpse of what it shall be, and now they gotta surround themselves with the right people to nurture it and to help it fully form. And then they gotta be able to carry it its full length, regardless of the challenges, but so it can manifest into the great piece of work that it was intended to be for others.
Yeah. They did. Yeah. They did. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Then I'm gonna let Jeffrey go. So what you saying is the times for us to be satisfied with just drinking milk are over, and we need to go to solid food.
Yeah.
Because as a baby, you know, you start off with milk because that's what give you sustenance for a while. But you're gonna get bigger and you're gonna grow to a certain size that milk not gonna do it for you. You're gonna need some solid food, some stuff that gonna really hit your stomach.
Mhm.
And that's what you say now. Like it gets to a point that if you're really trying to burst something that's gonna be impactful, you have to then get off of the milk. You got to get on something that can sustain what you got going next.
Yeah. What you got, Mel? You over there thinking?
I do got something, but I don't know how to word it. Okay, so
Just say it how it's supposed to be said, your way.
As
a
mother or as a parent, when we birth our vision, and you know, we look at how our parents, you know, how they raised us once we birthed, but you can't nurture your vision or your baby the same way that your parents did, because it's a different time, it's different circumstances. So I can kind of look at them as a template, a foundation, but even though we got the same vision, it's not the same vision. It's not laid out the same. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. Because your parents had a certain vision that was just for them, and the thing that you're birthing is the vision just for you. So
and
even
I don't
though
mean just necessarily just specifically parents, but I'm just saying, like, if we see somebody with the same vision that we see somebody with a similar vision, their circumstances aren't the same as ours. So I can't look at them to say, oh, I'm a parent just like you parent.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good.
What you're saying to us, Mel, is your circumstances are different. So don't compare your development to someone else's.
That's it. Thank you. I couldn't get it in there. Thank you.
Say it again.
Your circumstances are different. So don't compare your development to someone else's.
Yeah.
But you had to carry it the amount of time you had to carry it. And they had to carry theirs for their amount of time too. So both of y'all,
it's sort of like how people say, well, if that was my child, this is what I would do with them. That was my child. That's what that is. If I had that, I'll show you what to do. I'll show you what I do with that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, everybody's dealt their own hand, so you got to play your hand the way you see fit to play it. What you got, Jeffrey? Because you moving and you rocking back and forth. So I thought you had some.
He leaned in. Y'all know
Yeah,
Yeah,
you lean in.
you give you a word now. You give you
Now I was sitting there trying to figure out how to word it because I was going to take a different angle.
Okay.
There's a different angle than you.
Yeah.
It's like how can I explain it? I guess one way to know that you have a vision worth birthing is if it comes under attack.
Okay, come on, unpack that.
But no, because you think about it, if it's something that's not worth it or whatever, nothing will attack it because it has no impact. But to know if you are carrying a vision or you have a vision that's possibly could be very beneficial or very impactful, you would know it because you will be attacked for it.
Yeah.
Because your enemy do not want to see it come to fruition.
Yeah.
So, and that's just me preaching to me right now. So you can't allow your enemy to come in and attack you and try to knock you off course because he will try to do it, but
right,
you just have to stay on your course and realize that it's something. A vision that you carry is big, is pretty big, it's significant, and you just had to keep rolling. I don't know if I explained that eloquently.
No, I got it.
But it's just one of those things where you'll know if your vision or whatever is impactful if it's coming under attack.
Yeah.
Because like I said, your enemies see it. They see what's coming. And they don't want it to, they do not want it to happen. And so there will be times where, whether it's other people, whether it's thoughts or, whatever, it's gonna come at you. But then you have to realize, like, okay, there's a reason why, things like this are coming at me. But, you just have to, see your vision and, even though like the word said, it may take a little while, you just have to keep pressing forward. Because in due time,
Braxton Hicks,
right,
contractions,
right. So yeah.
No, that's a great point. Anything good will come under attack because they're trying to stop the burden of something, that's big. And like I said, so that's when we gotta understand that we gotta be ready for those type of things. And not so much that we have to have a plan, but we gotta understand that it's gonna be people that tell you, man, it's crazy, you shouldn't be doing this, you're not gonna make any money with it, no people gonna receive it. So those are ways for it to come under verbal attack too. And then even more examples of it coming under attack, people can, try to misuse what you have to offer because they see your talents or your gifts. And they're a talent scout and they come to, seek the reward of benefits and recruit instead of you.
And then, like I said earlier, sometimes it's your own self that'll attack yourself. It may not be nobody else around you or whatever that's coming at you. It just may be your own thoughts or your own actions that will attack itself. So yeah, you just had to be real careful about, and you have to understand, or what's the saying, to know the enemy you can defeat the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know who you're up against in order to defeat it. So yeah. Go ahead, T. I see you got some. You got some.
Nah, for you. I think the other thing I was gonna add to it, because yeah, y'all need a cash app, Jeff. He on fire today. But as far as like the pain being confirmation, so like that's our signal of what we're birthing has significance by the pain that we have to endure, because not only do we have to endure the pain of the birthing process, now we have to also carry the pain that will be attached in having what we birth to manifest. Two. So like two sides. But the other thing I was thinking about is, well, what if the thing that I've been carrying and I birthed it doesn't look like what I thought?
Mm.
And a lot of people, so I'm doing what I need to do. I'm taking my vitamins and everything before, you know, the pregnancy, and I've been doing my visits and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready, and I go through labor and I birth it. Like, they don't look like what I thought it was gonna look like that. And so a lot of times, what the actual thing that we birth, we feel like sometimes the vision and the manifestation of it doesn't match. And so then we will then discount it, or we'll not claim the vision once it's birthed. See that ain't my that ain't mine right there. That's not my thing. Even though we birthed, it doesn't look like what we thought it would.
Yeah, because that's when people want the perfect product. But
right,
like Jeffrey said earlier, it don't start until it's birthed. Then it takes form. So things take form as they grow. You can't if you want something to be at its best at the initial stages, and all you can do is decrease as time goes on. So like our progress, you want things to continue to get better over time instead of it being the world's most priceless diamond at the initial phases. Because all that can happen over time is you keep chipping away at that diamond until there's nothing left. So be content with the birth and that it's a healthy vision, and then nurture it to be something great.
Go ahead, Jeffrey, because you got something. I see it. Go ahead.
But kind of going back to what you were saying, T. So what do you do when you birth something and it don't look like what you thought it would? Because like when you were talking, the thing came to my mind was mama's baby's daddy's maybe.
Right.
So,
that ain't mine. That ain't mine. That ain't look like me. They don't look like
me. So folks start getting DNA tests and everything, but yeah, so you start questioning like, okay, is this really what I this is not what I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
But at the same time, even though it may not look like you wanted it to, you still gotta take care of it. You still gotta nurture it. Yeah. Because you never know, you never know what's inside of that.
Yeah.
So you still gotta, nurture it and see it all the way through.
Jeff asked the question and then answer the question. He dropping them, ain't
he? He read it now. He read it.
Yeah, it's definitely in how we look at the situation. Like I said, if we look at it as something's missing, then something is always going to be missing. But if we look at it as, okay, it's taking its form and it's here, then we do what it takes to get to the end state. And like I said, that's what a lot of times people lose sight of. Like I said, they want the gift to be wrapped up pretty and it to be the greatest thing ever at the beginning, when that's not what it was intended to be. It was intended to get you to, the stages where you can take it with your purpose and connect it with your vision. And like I said, that takes time, that takes effort, but that takes a different set of lenses than your own. If you're just looking at it from the natural in your lenses, then you looked over it. I repeat that. If you just looked at your vision in the natural from your own lenses, you've looked over it. You don't see, the potential of what it could be or what it shall be. You just see it for what it is.
Mhm. One thing I was thinking about while you were talking, what's important too is the language that you speak into what you birthed. So if I birth something and then I speak negatively about it, then how's it going to develop into what it was supposed to develop into? Same thing for a child. When a child is younger, all that the child absorbs is what you tell it. So if you tell the child negative things, the child is going to think negatively about his or herself. Same thing for what you birth. If you speak bad about what you birth, then it's not going to manifest into what it could have, because now you're cutting it short by your words.
And then if you speak limitations, it shall
Right.
be limited.
Right.
If
Say
you
that again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. What you just said. Say it again.
if you speak limitations, it shall be limited.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, a lot of us are the reason that our vision only get to a certain point, because we limit the growth or we stunt the growth, because we don't see the full potential of it.
Yeah.
But somebody might have a missing piece to your vision that they're going to deliver or give to you along your journey in life. And so you just got to be ready to receive it. Somebody can take what you got to a whole nother level and elevate it, and then you see where it can be. So don't miss out on the knowledge and gifts or nuggets you receive throughout your life to take what you have to what it shall be.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. It's good. It's been good to me. It's been good to
I
me.
know.
I don't
I
know
got a
about
whole
nobody.
page. I'm glad we at the end because my hand hurt writing all these notes.
So you're gonna
I
drop
saw
some
you
good,
right. I saw you right.
you're gonna
Got a
drop some
whole
good
page
notes
of
on
notes.
there.
A whole page. I'm
You're
tired.
gonna drop some good notes. Well, again, Mel came up with today's topic. So I want
Yeah,
to give,
y'all thank Mel again. Now.
yeah,
She been doing 100.
yeah, I
Y'all,
want to
this
give
is a
credit to each
blessing.
of us. Mel came up with the last two topics.
Yeah,
Birthing
she
and
came with the last.
vision. What was the last one? Birthing and vision, and what was Thursday? I can't remember
Don't
the
lose your
name.
presence in the presence of
Oh,
others.
don't lose your presence in
Yeah.
the presence of others. So
Amen.
Look, we might work on look, what's gonna be Thursday now? Since you on a roll, let's go on pick out the one for Thursday too. Let's go on close it out right.
Don't birth your vision prematurely. Oh, I don't know. No,
Oh, I thought that was it. I was gonna say, okay, let's go. I'm ready. I'm
like,
ready.
depending on the size, Jeff came up. Depending on the size of your vision, we don't know
Uh-huh.
how long you gonna have to carry it to turn.
Uh-huh.
Don't
yeah,
birth.
Mel gonna make something. Mel gonna make a group in Facebook about it. She got the name.
Oh, we need to say that. We need to talk about that. The group. May you want to do the promo?
Yes. So guys, listen, we're trying to figure out they are trying to figure out a name for the Take the Journey followers. So there is currently a post in the Take the Journey group. If you're not in the Take the Journey group, what are you waiting on? Get there.
Right.
Um, but so go give your suggestion, and then we'll take the top 5 suggestions from that post and do a poll, and then the winner wins a signed copy of Dr. Bailey's book and a free session with Dr. Johnson. Listen, I promise y'all both are very worth it. And all you got to do is come up with a name. Come on, y'all. I read the book, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I've done excavation, okay? It's worth it.
Take it from Mel, she know. Take it from Mel, she know.
It's a blessing. I'm trying to tell y'all. All you gotta do is drop a name. That's it.
That's it.
Don't get
That's
no
it.
easy.
That's it. Free 99. It's free 99.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Jeez.
And as always, be looking for a lot of products to be coming out from us soon. We finalized some things now. And so just be looking for those links on our website as we're updating some different things that we're doing.
Mm-hmm. I think this oh yeah, and then just keep looking for new Daily Perspective episodes.
And don't forget your free excavation consultation with Dr. Johnson as well. It's free. Come on, y'all. Don't miss out on free. Free.
That's right. Now we're trying to bless y'all life now. Come on now.
Yes.
That's right.
Free.
Yeah, look, anybody, look, Jeffrey, you got anything?
Man, nah. Just keep going, y'all. Keep going. It may get a little tough on the road, but in due time, your vision will come true. So just keep going.
Well, as always, another great discussion. We enjoy helping you move forward. We enjoy moving forward. If you ever need anything from us, contact us on our website at iprogress.cc or, connect with us, inbox us on Facebook or on our website. So, again, that's all I have for today. Anybody else have anything? All right, we'll see you on Thursday.
Y'all be blessed.
Have a good one.